Hey guys, my name is Erica. This is going to be my very first video on YouTube, and I am going to be doing a review of the CYO Matte Foundation. This is a drugstore brand through Walgreens. Retails for $6. So I have high hopes for this foundation. Let's see how it holds up, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you like my very first video on YouTube, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I'm hoping to put out more in the future. Let's just see how this one goes. Alright guys. Gonna start with clipping my hair back a little bit so it doesn't dip in the foundation. I'm going to be reviewing the CYO Matte Foundation No Shine Zone in the shade 203. This is a brand that is exclusive to Walgreens and is produced by Boots out of the UK. Let's see, according to the website CYOcosmetics.com, the matte foundation is a liquid foundation that mattifies skin for 14 hours for a shine-free finish all day long. Covers pores and imperfections without the heavy cake feeling, lightweight, non-drying, and comfortable to wear. This foundation enhances complexion and controls shine with tocopherol antioxidant, that's vitamin E, to help skin feel moisturized all day long. It claims to be long wearing at 14 hours, controls and covers shine, it covers pores and imperfections with a matte coverage and a matte finished and medium to full coverage. And this retails for $6. That's impressive. I got this in the shade 203. This is the lightest color they offer for this line. So let's do some swatches and see how it compares to some of my other lighter foundations. In order, this is the CYO Matte Foundation in 203, looking kind of dark. Next to it is Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 110. Beside that is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in 120. Next is Revlon Color Stay Combo Oily in 180. Number 7 Serum Airbrush Away Serum Foundation in Calico. This is a good shade match for me, and also another Boots brand. Their lightest shade that's in my undertone. This is MAC Studio Fix in NC15, and this is NARS All Day Luminous in Gobi. Okay, I'm going to start out by concealing my under eyes. I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Porcelain. This is a really good, cheap concealer. I like it a lot. I just hate this little applicator. It really, really bugs me. But I just wanted something relatively natural looking for my under eyes because I'm going to be going out in public and I don't want to look crazy. And it's got some reasonable coverage to it, but that's another review for another time. I just didn't want to cake it on to go to the supermarket. And I'm just using the EcoTools mini sponges to blend these in. And they do a pretty good job. Adding a little bit more concealer here because dark circles are bad this morning. For the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the NYX Angel Veil Primer. This is not normally the primer I reach for, truth be told. I normally prefer my Estee Lauder Illuminating Primer or my Hylamide HA Blur. But I picked a primer that wouldn't necessarily interfere with what the foundation would look like after some wear. I didn't want to use the illuminating primer because I didn't want, you know, when my oil came through, I didn't want the shine that came from the primer to make it look like, you know, more oil than necessary was actually coming through. And I didn't want to use the Hylamide because it is a super mattifying primer. It is probably the only primer I've ever used that held up as long as it does for me. So but at the same time I didn't want to give the foundation any extra staying power that couldn't be directly attributed to the foundation itself and rather than the primer that I used. So I just went with the Angel Veil. It's kind of just a ho-hum sort of primer for me. It'll do the job for this. In addition to the primer, I have already washed and moisturized my face, so everything's ready for that. Let's swatch this on my face and see if I think this is going to be agreeable. Maybe. No, it's a little dark. I am going to attempt to mix it with, these are the Hard Candy Glamouflage Mix in Pigment drops in the shade Fair 2. Let's see if we can lighten this up a little bit without changing the consistency too awful much. Because I don't have a lighter shade to go to, so I kind of have to resort to what I have. And these little drops are pretty awesome for adjusting pigment. So I'm just gonna take my little cream lid that I have, put a dollop of foundation on there, and see what happens. That looks pretty good. Just make sure I pat it in. Some of the things I'm noticing are it's dried down pretty matte, so it's kind of showing my pores a little bit, which I'm not cool with because I have humongous pores. And it's creasing in my smile lines already and in my forehead lines. It's not completely drying down, so this could probably stand to be set with a powder. Dab out my under eye concealer again because it's creased and I haven't set it, because I'm going to bake them. And to bake, I'm going to be using the Coty Airspun in Translucent Extra Coverage. The only thing I don't like about this powder is the fallout is insane. And having given this foundation a little time to dry, it is still tacky. Just a little bit. It's not transferring, which is nice. But I'm still going to go ahead and set it. I'm just going to use, it's the NYX Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. Normally when I set my foundations, it was 100% silica microspheres that I got from TKB Trading, which is the same, really, as like the Makeup Forever HD powder, which just uses just 100% silica spheres. Just kind of dab this on first because I don't want to accidentally like brush away my the foundation. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is on. I've done my eye makeup, mascara, the whole 9 yards. I don't know if you can see it. I got creasing in my smile lines. And next to my nose, like up in here. Don't know if it's showing. But yeah, there is some creasing. Which I'm kind of used to. pretty much every foundation for me creases at some point or another. I'm 31 years old, about to be 32. I do have fine lines. So it's just kind of a fact of life, but I want to see how well the foundation holds up regardless. I'm gonna go out, run some errands. Check-in time is 10 after 8. I'll check in later, probably with iPhone, but yeah, we'll see how this holds up and see if we can get at least 10 hours into this. I'd like to do 12. A little bit of backstory: I am a nursing assistant on a cardiac floor in a hospital. I work 12.5-hour shifts. So generally my makeup is on my face for a minimum of 14 hours because I wake up early to do my makeup. So let's see how this holds up and I'll get back to you guys. Hey guys, so I'm doing a quick check-in. It is about 11:30. So I've had the foundation on for like 3-ish hours or so. Just wanted to do a quick check-in. In actual sunlight, like natural lighting, you can see that the color match is not so great even after lightening it up. But with a coat on, nobody's gonna notice that. In terms of like creasing, you can see some pretty visible creasing around my smile lines and on my forehead. I'm losing some foundation around my nose and on the very tip of my nose. Not much oil breakthrough. There is some. I'd actually expect a lot more from a mattifying foundation. But we've got quite a few hours left in this test, so let's see where we go with it. Hey guys, so I'm back. It's been about 12 hours since I applied the foundation. It is, well, I guess not 12 hours, more like 10. Despite the foundation describing itself, being described as a matte foundation, I can honestly say this does not play nicely with oily skin people. I don't know if you can see, but like I have no foundation at all around my nose or on the end of my nose. It's pretty much gone. It's gone from my chin, and it needed to be blot about 5 hours after, and I'm not talking like a little bit, I mean like soaking sheets, like blotting sheets. And I blotted with blotting sheets and I blotted with blotting powder, but regardless, the foundation just slid all over the place. I mean, I could see this being good for somebody who has like combo oily skin, where they just have a little bit of oil in their T-zone and on their nose, and the rest of their skin is like relatively normal. I could see it working then, but for someone like me who whose face resembles the Exxon Valdez oil spill, it's probably not a good foundation. It just slides around too much. Oil breakthrough happens relatively quickly. That's all I have for this review. Thank you for watching. And that's it. Alright guys, see you next time.